Hello everyone and welcome back to this episode of Aris Builder Nation with Greece. And on this episode we are going to be covering our January transfer window and the rest of the first season in charge of the club. We'll be covering transfers, the league table, the drama towards the end of the season and anything that happens with the Greek national side as well. So stay tuned, go and get yourself a cup of tea because it's going to be a long ride. First up, let's talk about the transfers as we now are in the January transfer window. We don't have a lot of money, as you will see, and there has been some deals that have already been done. We've sold Czech Decore. He wasn't playing for us, so it was good to get that 3k off the wage bill. And we got 200k plus for him. 275k, which is, it's okay. It's 275k in the bank. Andre Ayew came in just for a few months, scored a few goals, and has now left. Nantes come in for him. He was unhappy that we rejected the initial bid, and then they bid it again, so we sold him for 69k. He was going in the summer anyway, so it's 70k we did not have. And then to bolster the squad, we've brought in Mohamed Itiharian. I've definitely killed his last name, but this guy has so much talent. He's only 21 years of age. I'm hoping I can get the best out of him. He's a former Ajax and Juventus player, so he's got plenty of quality. And I think if we play him and I give him opportunities in this squad, he's going to be an absolute beast for us. Well, that's the plan anyway. Let's hope he can bring that talent to the fore that he had at the start of his career. To have more depth in the front line as well, I've also offered a contract to Ryan Christie. He's going to become the second highest paid player at the club with about 12k a week, which is a lot. But for a player of Ryan Christie's quality, he could really push us forward this season. We need another cam. We need a player that can play across the front line. He fits the bill perfectly. He's got Premier League quality. He's played for Celtic. He's played for Aberdeen. He's played for Bournemouth. And he's played for Scotland many times. So I have no doubt that Ryan Christie is going to be absolute quality for us. There are other teams in for him. So we're not sure we're going to get him. But if we do, you will see that on here. I'm now going to go through some players I want to sign on a free transfer whose contracts are expiring in the summer, and we need a centre-back. Fabinho is on his way back to Brazil. He wanted to go back home, so we've had to sell him for a couple of 100k. And I think Loic Mbiso is the perfect replacement for him. This Cameroonian player, he's not yet an international with Cameroon, but he is playing a lot for Almere City, and he's worth up to £9 million. He's going to be a beast of a centre-back for us. He's only 22 years of age as well. He'll be a player we can potentially build up and sell on for big money. I'm excited. If he accepts our contract, which I think he will, he's going to be quality for us in the second season. The league for us has been a walkthrough so far this season. 17 games into league, 16 wins and only 1 loss. We don't draw games, which is mad, and we're not even dominating the player stats. Luis Felipe and Johan Torral are absolutely dominating it still. Even since our last update, they're playing absolutely class. As you can see, we're 12 points above AEK Athens, and we've got to play them as well away from home, so they could really begin to drop down that lead. They've got 2 games in hand as well. Olympiacos and PAOK haven't been in the greatest form, but I will show you our form, and it's been absolutely class. As you can see, in the last few games, we've had a tough run-in. We've had teams like Crete who are up there and got great players. Union SG got dispatched, and I'll show you the Conference League group after as well. Panathinaikos and PAOK. And PAOK were absolutely humbled. Something that I know Aris fans will love to see is that we gave PAOK a 6-0 humbling at home in the derby. And that doesn't happen too often, and it was a magical day. And now we've got AEK Athens, and our run-in towards the end of the season is looking like it's going to be very much straightforward all the way to the end. I mean, Olympiacos will be a tough game to play them at home. That will be a very tough game, but I'm thinking we're going to absolutely smash it. The Europa Conference League as well has gone very well. I mean, we won every single game. I didn't expect to do anything like this in the Conference League. We qualified with ease from a group that is anyone could really beat anyone on paper. You've got Karabag FC, Basel and Union Saint-Gerlice. And I thought Union would be a lot stronger. And I did think Basel would go through, but Karabag FC just carried themselves all the way through. We haven't seen the draw for the knockout round yet. We're not sure who we're going to get. We could get an easy draw, we could get a difficult draw, but we're going to find out. We will find out. Sadly, we could not get the Ryan Christie deal done, and it's fair enough. Everton offered him 26k a week. And to be honest, if I was him, double the money to stay in England, why wouldn't you do it? It's a shame, but here we are. What a signing this is going to be for Aris and Otto Heimhagel's men. Loic Mbiso is coming to the club next season. He's going to come to play for Aris, and he's going to be an important member of this team. He's going to be our starting centre-back. I'm very excited to have this young man at the club. We had a busy January transfer window. As you saw, there were some players that already left, and we had to bring in replacements, and we had to look to the loan market, really, and the free market. Everton Ribeiro is only going to be here for 6 months. The squad was moaning after AU got sold, and we needed another player, and I thought, to be fair, this guy has hella experience, former Brazilian international for 6 months, and only on 6k a week. You can't do much harm there. He's going to be a squad option. He is 34. I'm going to get him to teach the younger players as well in a mentoring group. So he will be that experience that we need to push our team forward. Other players that we have brought in as well do include Demba Sek on loan from Torino. He's already made 2 appearances for the club, scoring 1 goal, and he's going to be a big backup player for him and Lauren, because we haven't really had a sub-striker all the way through this save. I mean, we had AU, but he was only here for a little bit. Now we've got Sek on loan to the end of the season, and there is a big signing we are going to make, which I will show you at the end of this part of this video. But I just wanted to go through how good the players have been doing since the start of the save, because you haven't really seen that on this series. And what I want to say is there's a lot of players here that are very good and been very good for us. Some of the key men, I have to say, has been Vladimir Darida. He's been absolutely class. I said at the start of the save he would be. He hasn't got the stats to back it up. There's not the goals and assists to say this guy's absolutely flying, but he's key in that midfield. He is getting on a bit as well. We do have a very experienced squad, so that is something that obviously I said at the start of the video I'm going to address, and bringing in these younger players will address that as well. Obviously not Everton Ribeiro, as we've just mentioned, but other players that I feel have been key for the club is experienced centre-back Fran Valise. Again, he's not the best centre-back, and stats-wise, he's not the best, but he just performs so much better when he's in our team. Like, we perform better when he's in the team. He's been an absolute rock at the back for us. And, I mean, the main man, honestly, it has been Lauren. His form has been a little bit inconsistent. He gets 1 goal in every 2 games, which is absolutely classy. He did start off stronger than this, but he is pushing forward, and he is doing very well for us. And I feel like he's going to be great. But next season, he's going to have big competition, because his competition is free signing Ignacio Ramirez from Liverpool FC, highly recommended from our scouts. Another pressing forward whose stats look very good. I mean, he's going to provide much needed backup for Lauren. He's going to push him all the way. He's going to press. He's going to score goals. And I'm hoping him and
After
Lauren
we put Olympiacos to the sword, it's now time to find out who we get.
The big head-to-head clash at the top of the table is now upon us, and it means a lot. As you can see, AK have fallen away, and Olympiacos
we are
have
on the
taken their place
unseeded
as
side, so we
second-place
can't get
team in the
teams
league.
like Aston
They
Villa
are
and
12
Fiorentina,
points
which is
behind
the
us.
teams we
All
want to avoid, but we
games
could
are
get
equal now. So
Sporting
if we beat
Lisbon
them,
or
we go
Fenerbahce, they would be
15
tough
points
draws.
above
I'd
them, and
fancy
there's
us
only one
against
team in
Bodo
history
Glimt, Lask
to go
Dynamo
more points
Kiev,
than this
Ludogorets,
and bottle the
potentially
league, and that was
Antwerp.
Kerry
Let's see who
Keegan's
we get. Let's
Newcastle.
get into
Can
this.
we
Let's
put
start the draw.
Olympiacos
And
to
it's the same
the
man
sword?
who did the draw
Olympiacos were well
last time.
and truly put to the sword. The Shaki kicked off the goal scoring with an
With the draw.
unbelievable
First out of the hat
finesse
is
finish in the
Ludo
first few minutes of the
Goretz.
game,
Who
but it
will
took
they
until
play?
the 68th
They
minute
will
to get
play
the second.
Aris, hopefully.
And Mohamed
Come on, boys, we
Itiarian
won this
gets
one.
his first
Slavia
goal for the
Prague.
club
It's an
as he
All
gets a
Eastern
left-footed
European tie.
toe poke into
Right
the
there,
corner.
or
But after
South
that,
Eastern
he
European,
was
if you want to
injured
be
for
correct.
7 weeks, which is a shame.
Next out of the
just
hat
coming
is
into form.
Dynamo
The
Kiev.
third was
A
added
trip
by
to
Ruben
Dynamo
Pardos past
Kiev
the
for
Ribeiro, who slotted in
hopefully
Lauren,
us.
and
And
he
he tracked
finessed it with his
Frankfurt. That's a
left
big
foot
game.
into the
That's a
bottom
big
corner
game in the
after a
Conference League.
VAR
Anyone
check
could win
was
that one.
given. And we wasn't
Next
done there
team
in the
out of the hat is
85th minute.
Sporting Lisbon. We
Pardo
don't
won
wanna
the
go to
game again.
Lisbon.
Fine
We
Shaki
do
at
not
the
wanna
right
go
wing, and
to
this young
Lisbon.
man finessed
FM
it
gods
for his
allow us.
second goal of
And
the
we're
game.
going to Lisbon. It was always going to be the case as we go to Lisbon for the draw. The full draw is Ludogorets, Slavia Prague, Dynamo Kiev, Eintracht Frankfurt. Of course, we got the hardest team we could have get. If we're going to win this competition or go any further, we're going to have to do it the hard way, which we've done it so far, but Sporting Lisbon might be a step too far for our team at this stage. Antwerp, Sparta Prague, Bodo Glimt, Villa, Laske Linz, Olympiacos, Ghent AZ, and Fenerbahce Fiorentina is the roundup of this draw. How far do you think we can go? After we put Olympiacos to the sword, it's now time to find out who we get in the next round of the Europa Conference League. And we could get a very difficult game here, or we could be blessed with something we could potentially win. We are on the unseeded side, so we can't get teams like Aston Villa and Fiorentina, which is the teams we want to avoid, but we could get Sporting Lisbon or Fenerbahce. They would be tough draws. I'd fancy us against Bodo Glimt, Lask, Dynamo Kiev, Ludogorets, and potentially Antwerp. So let's see who we get. Let's get into this. Let's start the draw. And it's the same man who did the draw last time. It is the Turkish Ayak Kocaman with the draw. First out of the hat is Ludogorets. Who will they play? They will play Aris, hopefully. Come on, boys. We want this one. Slavia Prague. It's an all-Eastern European attire right there, or Southeastern European if you want to be correct. Next out of the hat is Dynamo Kiev. A trip to Dynamo Kiev for, hopefully, us. Eintracht Frankfurt. That's a big game. That's a big game in the Conference League. Anyone could win that one. Next team out of the hat is Sporting Lisbon. We don't want to go to Lisbon. We do not want to go to Lisbon. FM gods, allow us. And we're going to Lisbon. It was always going to be the case as we go to Lisbon for the draw. The full draw is Ludogorets Slavia Prague, Dynamo Kiev, Eintracht Frankfurt. Of course, we got the hardest team we could have get. If we're going to win this competition or go any further, we're going to have to do it the hard way, which we've done it so far, but Sporting Lisbon might be a step too far for our team at this stage. Antwerp, Sparta Prague, Bodo Glimt Villa, Laske Linz Olympiacos, Ghent AZ, and Fenerbahce Fiorentina is the roundup of this draw. How far do you think we can go? The first leg didn't go our way, and it was one goal from a Diamande corner that put them in front and gave them the lead going into the second leg. But in the second leg, there was big drama as we put ourselves in front in the first 2 minutes of the game. Ribeiro gets tackled, Montoya picks up the ball, and Derrida hits a screamer past their injured goalkeeper, which was absolutely scenes. I can tell you now, the scenes were there, but Sporting Lisbon were battering us the whole game, and Marcus Edwards was a danger man, as well as Trincao. And in extra time, Edwards was marauding past the ball, and Victor Gorkarez, the Swedish striker, was going to break Aris' heart, but we was not done yet, as there was still time to come back in the first half of extra time. Adebayo on, he's not fully fit, but he was marauding. Moberg Carlson hits a screamer of a finesse finish into the bottom corner, and we tie the game on aggregate, but there was yet still more time. In the 117th minute, we progressed the ball forward, and it was Moberg Carlson again on the attack, marauding down the right wing, and Savaro off the bench won the game for us and put us into the next round. Speaking of the next round, let's find out our fate. Who will we get? If our draw luck is anything like we've had before, then it's not going to be an easy tie for us in this one. Let's take a look at the teams that are left. Anyone can play anyone at this stage in the quarterfinal stage. We'll find out who we'll get in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. We're hoping we don't get Aston Villa or Fiorentina. I think anyone else, we stand a good chance, especially after doing that to Sporting Lisbon in the last game. Slavia Prague are first out of the hat. This will be an ideal draw for us. We get them, we're in the semis, in my opinion. I'm not underestimating them, but I feel like we can beat them. And we can beat them! We can be in the semi-finals. Hopefully, lads, we can be in the semi-finals of this competition. To sum up the draw, it is AZ versus Fiorentina. Us versus Slavia Prague. Frankfurt, Antwerp, and Villa Linz. So no big draws there, and it should be Villa should progress, Fiorentina should progress, and Frankfurt should progress, and hopefully we progress as well. Let's go, the boys. Who will we draw in the semi-finals if we are to progress? Let's start this draw. Let's get it started in here. We don't want Aston Villa or Linz. Unless Linz beat them, then we'll take that, because we could potentially get to a final in our first competition. AZ or Fiorentina will play Slavia Prague or Aris. It's the best draw we could have got. Fiorentina are a solid team, and just to wrap up the draw here, we're going to see Aston Villa play Eintracht Frankfurt, in my opinion. But Antwerp could do it. If we could get Antwerp in the final, oh my god, I'm dreaming of finals, lads. I am absolutely dreaming of finals. There's the draw that's been wrapped up. It's AZ or Fiorentina against Slavia Prague or Aris. We're hoping for an AZ win, because we can beat AZ over 2 legs. Frankfurt are going to play Aston Villa, potentially, for a place in the final. We could get knocked out in the quarters. Let's see how that journey progresses, but I am excited. Come on! Sadly, our youth intake is very bad this year. It said it was going to be a poor intake, and it is very, very bad. I will sign all of these players because we do need players for the under-19s, for that homegrown UEFA stuff. But let's just take a look at some of the ones they're saying are good talents. And it's Tiranios Bolamenos. He is a target forward. He's got 18 determination, 14 teamwork, 14 strength, 11 heading. So he's okay for a 15-year-old. Like, nothing special. But we are trying to build the academy and build the youth facilities as well. So I'm not disappointed in the first one, because we haven't got great facilities, as I mentioned at the start of the save. Pavlos Sterigakis is the central midfield player, another good talent. I mean, These two boys could be bench players for us in the future. I mean, I hope they develop into something better than that, but they could be bench players. That's the best I've really got to hope for with the talents there. Decent talents. We do have a goalkeeper in Leonidas. I mean, to be fair, our goalkeepers keep getting injured, so third choice at some point wouldn't be too bad for this young man. And then just taking a look at a few of the others as well. Masurias, pressing forward striker. He's got decent physical talents, but his mentals and technicals are very poor. This is a very poor youth intake, but it's the first of many. Hopefully next time we get something a little bit better. Moving into the international break, we are still top of the league, which is great, but we are only 11 points clear now after we did lose to Panathinaikos and we just drew 3-3 to OFI Crete. It has been it's been terrible since the Sporting game. We lost to Panathinaikos, we beat Sporting miraculously, we drew 3-3 with Crete. Our next league game is Olympiakos away, then AEK at home and PAOK away in the derby. It's a tough run-in, as you can see. We're playing all the biggest and best teams. We do have the points to carry us forward. We could win the league early if we do start to win games, but this form in Europe and in the league is dipping. Could this be a sign of things to come? With the Greek national side, we do have friendlies against South Africa and Canada. Hopefully we can pick up a couple of wins here and get the form going after that disappointing end to our Euros qualifying campaign. South Africa were really put to the sword and easily dispatched in a 4-0 win, and Liminos moved the ball over to Hats at right back, who opened the scoring for us, and it was all us in this game. They were so poor. I mean, not the South Africa side of the World Cup when they had that, fantastic group stage. And here is Liminos again, and he puts in the ball for the second, and it was much of the same in the second half as we got the third in the 54th minute. Shimikas, the Greek scouser, is unbelievable at left back for us. Whips in a great cross, and then Pavlidis is trying to turn into the goal scorer I said he would be at the start of this series for the national side. And the last goal came from Fortunas, who whips the ball in for a corner, and Anianis just picks up the header and bashes it in. Canada were well and truly beaten 6-1 by our Greek side. We did have a man sent off after the first goal and Canada equalised, and I thought this could be a disgraceful defeat. But Pavlidis in the end scored 4 goals for us, and the pick of the goals in this game was Pavlidis' first goal. We didn't score many bangers. It was a lot of little tap-ins and stuff, but Pavlidis' cross header, that was the pick of it, and we move on to World Cup qualifying in fine form. Going into the PAOK derby, we can secure the title. In our first season as Aris manager, we've just beaten Olympiakos and AEK Athens at home. And here we go. The PAOK derby could secure the title, which will be excellent for us because we can then focus on the Europa Conference League, and the league games can just be, players to get fit for those games. Come on, the boys. Can we secure the title? Here we go. It is title secure time. If we win this game against PAOK, we will win the title in the derby and at our biggest rival's stadium. This would hurt them, and I hope we can do this to them because Aris fans will love this and I will love this. There's the table. We should win today. We should secure the title. Come on, Aris, and come on, the boys. Throw in now to Aris as Maratita picks up. Lawrence gone off injured as well, so that's a big blow for the Slavia Prague game, but Desperdov picks the ball back up and he goes forward. He moves it into Schwab. Schwab into Samata. Ali Samata, what a throwback that is. And Zivkovic is another big throwback as well as he's tackled by Montoya. Bray back now. Maraudin. Who can he find? Pardo. Maratita. Normally plays left back, but he's found Ferrari. Franco Ferrari at left back. There's Maraudin down the left wing. If he finds the right cross, this could be 1-0. And here is Ferrari. Finds Manu. Manu Dembasek puts us 1-up in the derby, and you can hear the fans chanting, "We are the champions." At half-time, you can hear the boos around PAOK Stadium as their fans have booed their team off because they know if Aris win today, they pick up the league title on enemy soil. And the Aris fans are going absolutely mad in the stand. They're singing, "We are the champions." Aris now are looking to defend their lead as PAOK bring the ball forward. There's Nyenberg. Zivkovic, is he onside? He looks onside. Will he pull one back? He does pull it back, but the flag's up. It will be a VAR check. And to me, at first instance, he looked offside, but you never know. I do miss these things. As the goal review is up, and it's disallowed. Free kick to PAOK. Not long to go as Schwab's in. What can he do? Knocks it back. Here is Villarina. Dribbler. Keeper's ball all day long. Surely, there we go. No sweaty goal there. We've seen them. We've all seen them go in, lads. We've all seen those ones go in where the keeper misjudges it and it goes straight into the back of the net. But here is Cabal. Cabal, can we get the second? Can we finish off this game? It is only 1-0. We do need to win the league title today. And here is Pardo. Everton Ribeiro on as a sub. The 34-year-old looking to pick up a title in his twilight of his career. Going down the left wing, cuts back inside, finds Pardo. Pardo finds Adebayo. Adebayo, Moberg. Moberg! Moberg, Carlson! Come on, that should be the title. The screamer from Moberg. And there it is. We've won it. We've won the Greek Super League in our first season in charge of the club. And we've won it at Cantor. And we've done even better. We've won it on enemy soil. We've absolutely smashed the living Jesus out of Pauk this season, and we pick up the trophy on their soil. No better way to do it as a football fan, to do it at your biggest rivals. It is going to be ticker tape and firework time for the first time in this Build a Nation challenge, and we've done the Super League. Come on, the boys, bigger and better things to come, but domestic domination is now on. So winning the league, we have been in win some, lose some kind of form. We lost to Crete, we drew against Slavia Prague, but we did beat them in the second leg, and I said we were better than them, and we was. But in the first leg, they absolutely battered the Jesus out of us. We picked up a win recently against Olympiacos, and we've now got Fiorentina in a semi-final, which will be a very tough game for us. I don't see us progressing any further than this, to be honest, but what a run we've had in Europe. But before we get into the domestic stuff, we have some issues with Greece to resolve, and that is our Euros League B Division group. And let's see who we get in this draw. It could be tough for us, it could be easy. We've got Iceland, Northern Ireland and Sweden. I think that's a fairly straightforward group, and we should definitely be finishing first or second in that. Northern Ireland will get absolutely smashed. Iceland are going to be no problem for us. Sweden, that could be tricky, but I see us progressing really well in this group. What a run we went on after that draw for the Euros League groups with Greece. We went on and we did it. We got to the final of the Europa Conference League. I couldn't believe it, but luck was on our side. Fiorentina only beat us 2-1 away from home. And I thought, you know what, we give them a good shot at home. We see what we got. We see what we can do. And we got very fortunate. Mbala and Zola got sent off in the 9th minute. We went attacking. I thought, I've got to go for it. We really have to go for it. Nico Gonzalez punished us, and I thought, you know what? We've given it our best shot. Nothing's going to happen. But Domenico Pasavevic came on as a substitute, and he was the main man. He set up the goals. He dictated the play, and Fran Veliz got a last-minute winner from a corner, and we now play Aston Villa in the Europa Conference League final in our first season, and you will see that game to end this episode. It's a huge occasion for the club in Otto Heimhagel's first season in charge. We are playing Aston Villa. It is the AEK Stadium. It's host. We've won games here this season. They're playing the 4-2-4. They're looking to come out here and absolutely batter us. But we're looking for our first European title in the club's history. Come on, the boys, and come on, Aris. Big end. Let's go. A huge moment in the game has just happened, and I can't believe it. It's a stroke of good fortune for us. Aston Villa are on the attack. There's been no highlights since this. This was the first one, really, as Dougie Luiz gets tackled by Menendez, then puts a two-footed tackle on Savaro. I mean, what a bad tackle that was. Come on, the boys. We're in with a chance. Corner. Maratita whoops it in. Brabeck's there, but it's cleared by Paul Torres, and Aston Villa are holding on here. We haven't had too many attacks. The first one, really, that we've shown, but we've had great play popping up on the screen. And here is Adebayo. Can he progress it? He can't. Diego Carlos is there, and he whips a ball forward looking for Villa on the counter-attack. There's Veliz, Dorida, Brabeck. Can we break Aston Villa down? This is going to be the biggest test of our managerial career so far. As Savaro into Briga. Finds Menendez. Come on, Menendez. What can you do, lad? Menendez. It's Dorida. It's Adebayo. It's Briga! Briga! Come on! It's vacation worthy as Briga puts us in front. Villa have a chance to pull it back in the dying embers of the second half. They are down to 10 men. There is only 5 or 6 minutes left on the clock, but they have the quality in their squad. As we know, Diaby, Watkins, Simeone, all them players there. Matty Cash. Very good players. This is Villa's only attack, really, of the game. Can they bring it back to 1-1 just before
the close of the game, and Diaby's in behind, and he pulls it back, and Watkins and Cuesta's there. Cuesta with a big save. Come on, Cuesta, lad. Playing for a new contract. As it rolls into a corner, Dina, these are going to be their best chances. Matty Cash heads it over the bar, and that should be... And we have done it in our first season. I can't believe it. The Dougie Luiz red card has done it for us, and we have won the Conference League. I genuinely don't know how to feel. Villa were the big favourites, but Dougie Luiz, moment of madness, has given Aris the title. After that, Villa were defending for their lives, and we got a very good goal. It's a fortunate win. We've had 2 red cards in our last 2 games in this competition. It's very fortunate, but look at the celebrations. Come on, Aris, our first European trophy in the first season. Unbelievable from the lads. It's ticker tape and firework time to finish the episode. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe, because this is going to be a roller coaster of a series.